Why is this man on fire? Why are these people hanging off the wall? And can you get killed by this bell? Hello everyone, I'm Lost. And today, we are safety rating the Undead Burg with my trusty modified Stanford safety inspection checklist. Oh, I have so many good memories of me dying in this place. That's probably bad though from a safety inspection point of view. Excuse me, sir. Just move. Oh, sorry. Oh, a little bit more. Oh! That's a violation. I have been here for less than a minute, and already the issues are showing themselves. This hole in the wall would definitely be a safety hazard if it wasn't for the rushed patchwork job boarding it up. While not aesthetically pleasing, I will say that it does work as a temporary solution, so I will mark this as a warning. And on my next go around, I do expect this to be replaced by a more permanent solution. No guardrails here though, that's a violation. Plants have begun to grow here, weakening the structure. Which is a little weird because we're on a roof of some kind, right? Yeah, look how far down. Regardless, I don't know if the dirt was put here on purpose or if it just accumulated over time because nobody bothered to clean this place up. That's a violation. These barrels are improperly stored. That thing could fall and crush someone. That's a violation. Bloody floor. You know, somebody could slip on that, fall, crack their head open, only for more blood to be spilled on the floor, thus creating this vicious cycle of head breaking and blood leakage. It's a very easy fix, somebody should really clean this up. Those are crenellations. That would mean these small gaps right there. They are normally used as a protection on battlements, giving archers and other soldiers cover when defending from an enemy force. But this wall can only be described as placid. Even at its highest point, these are far from reaching the required 42-inch mandatory safety standard, let alone giving cover for soldiers. Here's a solid safety tip. If the railing don't reach your navel, you might fall and become disabled. There's a whole nother area down there that we need to survey, but this is not a safe jump. But don't worry, I'm a professional. Whee! Nailed it. Oh, gentlemen, what are you doing? You shouldn't be hanging around here. Oh, Jesus, there are more people hanging around. That is really weird. Alright, so there are two ways we can look at this. One, they are just hanging around as a recreational activity, deciding to risk life and limb for the hell of it. Or, this might be some kind of activity that is mandated by the governing body of the Undead Burg, in which case it would be considered a hostile work environment and would be a safety violation. Given that these guys are holding weapons, I think it was meant as an ambush, which means that this is done on behalf of their workplace, which means this is a safety violation. Alright. Not very safe. Broken wooden bridge. Completely destroyed wooden bridge. Staircase with a slight defect. This really isn't looking good. Oof. Even more broken staircases. Look at that. Seriously. The Undead Burg are terrible when it comes to maintaining their staircases. Who decided that storing boxes like this was a good idea? How do you get them down? It's like they wanted to be dangerous. A dragon without a leash. That's a violation. I'm telling you now that the Undead Burg's lack of maintenance is going to make me clinically depressed. There is so much broken stuff. And oh, I forgot I can open this door. That's cool. And oh, another terrible railing. Some unlubricated asshole decided that putting all of these boxes around an exit would be a good idea. What if there's a fire? This is a disaster waiting to happen, and it's a violation. I can't let this stand. I fixed it. Would you trust this wooden bridge with your life? I wouldn't. The planks looks more rotten than millennia, and the craftsmanship is also in question given that there are several holes large enough for me to put my foot through. See, oh, I don't want to stand on it. I am beginning to think that they don't take maintenance seriously. There are several issues with this walkway, one of course being that the railing is far too short, but the other is that the walkway itself is far too narrow. The minimum width of a walkway is supposed to be 48 inches, that allows for 2 pedestrians to walk side by side comfortably. But that's not the case here. You can barely fit 1.5, and that's only if you take one person and slice them from head to crotch. And part of the railing is just gone. What the hell? Sir? Sir, please. Please let me through. This is strange. There seems to be one layer of stone brick on top of another layer of stone brick. Almost as if they started doing some renovations, but they never finished. Quite frankly, that seems to be on brand for the Undead Burg. It seems like part of the castle exists without any support. Wow, that is 2 functioning, non-defective staircases in a row. I don't understand this place at all. Look at it. There's a scaffolding there, but what does it do? It doesn't reach anything. It just stands there being a liability with its rotten wooden planks. And here we have a guardrail. Well, that's good, but they gave up on making it 1/5 of the way through. I don't know who's responsible for this, but whoever they are, they have a serious issue with object permanence. Excuse me, gentlemen. Safety inspector coming through. There is a serious issue with this fireplace. A fireplace is made out of several parts. The hearth, which is where the actual fire goes. The surround, which protects the walls around the fireplace, generally topped by a decorative mantle, perfect for family photos or Christmas stockings. Then we have the flue, which is the passageway that allows for the smoke and gases to safely exit the building. The flue is surrounded by the chimney, which protects the rest of the house, or castle in this case, from the heat produced by the fire. All of this is very necessary, but unfortunately it's made redundant by the small fact that they forgot to add the flue. There is nowhere for the smoke to go. This is negligence on such an epic level that Barge should be singing songs about it. Anyone in this room would die from smoke inhalation if this fireplace was active. It's so bad that I'm starting to wonder whether this is less about incompetence and more about the higher-ups in Lordran embezzling funds from the maintenance budget. Just look at the incompetence at display here. This railing is so low that it might as well not exist. It's basically a tripping hazard. When I first started out looking at the Undead Burg, I was thinking to myself, it can't be that bad, right? There must be some good stuff here. But guess what? No. Here's another broken staircase and another broken railing. And apparently somebody slipped, fell, and cracked their head open. And here's a pit leading to death. That's a violation. Oh, look at that! They decided to store heavy wooden beams on a stone platform where any stumble and fall would mean instant death. That's a violation. Another broken staircase. That's a violation. And another violation. Yes, all of that is a violation. Hey! Finally a staircase I'm not afraid to die when walking down. This is Solaire. He's not a violation. In fact, he's up to code. I just enjoy his company. It seems to me that they have a dragon problem. Somebody should call the exterminator! Because there is a giant fire-breathing dragon up top, I find it prudent to go through maintenance. Maintenance is scary. And dangerous. This is clearly a violation. Sir, I'm the safety inspector. Please, let me through. Sir? 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 Sir, let me through! There we go. Sometimes, in order to be safe, you do have to bitch slap a hoe. I'm not an expert on these little critters, but they do look like they have contracted a incredibly potent form of gonorrhea. And also, they are rats, so that's a violation. We are now in the Undead Parish part of the burg, and already there's a lot of things I have to say. To begin with, there's more foliage coming through the floor and destabilizing the area. That being said, I do think that we're in a more safe and structurally sound part of the Undead Burg, so this might not be as big of a deal, but it's still sloppy. You know, it's still not great. We also have this cart. They have, for some reason, decided to park it right in front of these doors, which means that if there's a fire, then the people inside would probably burn to death. That's not good. And lastly, they seem to be burning some corpses. Now, yes, burning corpses do seem to be a good way of making sure that they won't be hazardous for the people who come after, but I feel like there is a way to do it, and having multiple fires around here for multiple corpses seems wasteful, so that's definitely a violation. Alright, let's see what's on top here, and nothing, apparently. There is a distinct lack of railings as I see it. Hell, is it maybe even the entire castle that crumbled into the forest down below? No, it's not. You can see that there's nothing but mountain here, which means that this area was designed to be some kind of balcony area. Which is fine, don't get me wrong, the view is great, but the lack of a railing here is incredibly dangerous. That's a violation. This is stupid. You have a bridge leading to nowhere with no guardrails, which means that anybody who walks on here can easily fall off. If this is a defensive structure, well, the no guardrails leads to no protection whatsoever. Why not just try to shoot people from over here where I'm standing, or even up there? It would work just as well. And that one guy at the very edge there, well, he's standing too close to the fire, breathing in the smoke, which may trigger an asthma attack. This is such a violation. There's a lot of blood here. I feel like the janitorial staff isn't quite living up to its potential. If you somehow manage to die in that position, then you're either the victim of a series of really unfortunate circumstances, or a complete and utter moron, and I'm leaning towards the latter. Also, there's a railing there, but no railing there. That's a violation. Why not just make a railing there while you're at it? Maybe they could have saved this guy's life. I will give the Undead Burg this. Just look in the goddamn Every area is pretty well illuminated. In the Undead Burg, safety is just a suggestion that 99% of the time is disregarded. I don't understand why they had to build this rickety old bridge when they can just move straight through the church. What they should do here is get some safety tape, get some safety cones, maybe even a sign, and block this area off. God, I hate how that feels. This is the church, the center of the Undead Parish, and it's a little messy. Not exactly unsafe, but a little messy. Seems like some of the soldiers may have used the church pews as training fodder. I find it really fascinating that the Undead Burg has elevator technology. And not just any kind of elevator technology, they actually have safety precautions built in. As long as the elevator is down, this door remains shut, so I can't accidentally walk off and into my death. That's really nice. And if we take our trip down here, yeah, look at that. The door closes, and that door remains closed as well, which means safety. I don't like the fact that the railing is super low. That's bad. And I'm also not a big fan of the big open space or the lack of a building. And for some reason, there's no gate down here. Why? There was a gate up top. Why not? Oh god. Look. As everything else here, this is just half-assed. That's a safety violation. I thought I had something good here, but no, it's just a safety violation. There are so many of you here, and not a single one of you took initiative to start cleaning this place up. I am super disappointed. All of this clutter on the floor, that's a violation. And the lack of a railing, that's also a violation. I'm so disappointed in this church. The roof. Now, it's not as bad as you think, given the fact that people battle stone gargoyles here, but the unevenness of the roof is a tad concerning. And we are lacking a ton of shingles. In medieval times, churches would often use stone or lead slabs to cover their roofs, but it could also be made from both clay and wood. The color and texture here does lead you to believe that they made use of stone slabs on the Undead Parish church, but interestingly, the sound effect here is the same as if you were walking on wood. I find that to be super fascinating, but it's not very relevant. The roof is in need of repair, and that's a safety violation. I feel like getting a tetanus shot every single time I touch a ladder in this place. You know, coming up from a ladder is bad enough, but now I have to walk outside? Why couldn't they just leave the ladder on the inside? That's a safety violation. Whoever decided upon the placement for the lever activating the bell should slowly be lowered into acid. This is incredibly dangerous. The average sound a church bell makes is approximately 110 decibels. While not lethal, you could still take major damage while standing right below the bell. Also, any person experiencing that would be severely disoriented, which is unfortunate when the only way down is a rusty ladder on the outside of the church. That's a severe safety violation. Andre the Blacksmith. On one hand, I do want to label this as a violation, given that this man has set up a blacksmithing business somewhere clearly not intended for blacksmithing. On the other hand, this is Andre, and he's just so big and meaty. His workshop might be a violation, but those arms are up to code. That's the inspection done. Here's Thumby with the report.
Oh, I get to do the report now? Thank you Lost for including me in the video.
Just read the report.
During the safety audit in the Undead Burg and the connected Undead Parish, we uncovered numerous issues ranging from the mundane to straight-up criminal neglect. There were at least 67 violations, with a fair amount of those due to unsafe stairs and inadequate railings. Even when the railings were structurally sound, they were often built with no concern for proper height measurements. The general infrastructure of the Undead Burg is in serious decline, with erosion showing throughout the area. There is also a big-ass dragon. The only category of safety that does not receive a failing grade would be illumination, as the entirety of the castle is well lit. The Undead Burg receives a safety grade of 2 out of 10. If you worry about safety, then please consider supporting Lost's Patreon. He promised to feed me if you do. I'm hungry.